Hey guys, and welcome back to an episode of the Computer Man. And on today's edition, I will be unboxing the Nomad Pod for Apple Watch. And essentially, this is a 1800 milliamp battery pack for the Apple Watch. So if you have the watch with you and it dies, you can wirelessly charge it just like you do with your cell phone battery packs. And let's go ahead and take a look at the box. So on the front of it, it tells you the name of the company, Nomad, in the upper left-hand corner. And on the upper right-hand corner, we get 3 times X Apple Watch charges. So that means you can charge the watch up to 3 times. And you get a battery rating of 1800 milliamps. In the center of that, we get the Apple Watch with a picture of the pod, charging pod for it. As well as on the lower right hand side, we get the color, and this is space gray, and of course it's an aluminum finish. And on the lower left hand side, we get the pod for Apple Watch, 1800 milliamp battery pack for Apple Watch, and it says pack 1800 in another language down here. On the right hand side of the box, we get the name again in this nice black font called Nomad. And on the top of the box, you get this nice sturdy aluminum hook. Very cool. And on the left side of the box, we get the name called Nomad again, with the part of the band coming from the front over. And on the back of the box, it says Nomad again on the upper left hand, and on the left hand side it says premium. So it's saying it's a premium CNC aluminum anodized finishing. Power, so right here that's where your Apple Watch charger goes. And it says up to 3 full Apple Watch charges. And it says smart, so it has a passive through charging tech. So down here looks like a micro or a USB Type-C, your power indicator, and the button to light that up and turn it on, I assume. And down here it says aluminum, anodized finish, 1800 milliamp hours, and the 3X Apple Watch charges. Let's crack this open. So I got my trusty keys here. And once we get those 2 tabs, then we just lift up, put the box over to the side, and the first thing in this box is this nice parchment paper that says Nomad on it. Very nice to see them put that in there. And here's the charging puck itself in this nice felt protective box. So here's the puck. But we're going to leave the puck in there for now. We're going to go straight to this Nomad box. So once we pull the box out from the felt interior, this is what it looks like, that the box is held in. On either side it says Nomad. And we'll open it up from right here. As you can tell, it's already been damaged by packaging from the factory a little bit. But otherwise than that, we have the pod charging cable. And it's a micro USB to standard USB, so it's not a USB Type-C. Otherwise, still a good thing. So we'll put this box back in the bigger box. And now to the main device itself, the pod itself. And there's a tab that says pull tab to remove. So we'll pull that tab. And here's the tab that came out of it, and I'll take a look at that in a second. And we'll put the pod down back here. And inside the box gives this disc that says pod for Apple Watch, and it says step 1, twist and pull to remove the aluminum top. 2, install Apple Watch charger cable. 3, place aluminum top back on the pod. Simple enough, so we'll put the instructions back in the box and close up the box, put the box to the side. Before we get to the pod, I just want to let you know what this was on the inside. And it says install spacer when using metal Apple Watch charging cable. So it says the metal charging cable is smaller than the white plastic sport charging cable. So basically what's in this is the spacer. So if you have the white sport charger like me, you don't have to use the spacer because it fits this. But if you have the aluminum or the stainless steel one that comes with the Apple Watch and the Apple Watch Edition, or if you're like me and you bought it separately for another dock and you want to use that with this, you have to use the spacer, it says. So in here, when you pull the tab, it comes with a spacer, and it lets you know on the back you have to use the spacer for the metal Apple Watch charging cable. Nice to know. So we'll keep the spacer on top of the box and move the box all the way over here. So here we go. We got the cable, charging cable, and the dock itself. So let's take a look at the dock in detail. So on the back of the dock, we have the micro USB, the power button, and the LED indicators. And if you click that, it lets you know that the battery pack has 3 lights, so it's almost fully charged. Very nice. And around it, it's a nice aluminum with this metal gap, plastic gap that goes from the back here, from the back all the way around that little cutout in the center. And on the bottom of it, it's a rubber foot down in the center that says Nomad. And it says Pod for Apple Watch, and it says Model Pod Apple SG-001. And over here it says input of 5 volts 1 amp, output of 5 volts 1 amp, and the 1800 milliamp hour battery, and it's 6.66 watt hours. And on this side it says hellonomad.com, designed in California, made in China. So that's pretty nice how they got the rubber pad in the center with all the information you need around it. Nothing more, nothing less. And we will turn this pod, pop it off, and when we pop it off here, we have a very cool mechanism. Now when you first look at this, you'll see these 2 metal strips. Now, what do you think these are for? These are for the bottom of this case to make metal contact with these 2 inserts here. And the reason why that's for the inductive charging for the Apple Watch cable, and to keep it as well from scratching up the rest of the painted stainless steel aluminum, the stainless steel. So that's pretty nice how they put those here to protect the case and to help with the inductive charging for the Apple Watch charger in the background here. And we have the screws, pentalobe screws. We have 4 of them. And on the inside we just have around that. Basically the cable hooks in right back here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's right back here, right there in this section. That's where the USB end of the cable goes, and it wraps around and you can hook it from here and around. So let me show you guys how to install it. So you want to take either your Apple Watch Sport cable or the stainless steel one, and if you have the stainless steel one, use the rubber spacer ring that came with it, the washer that came with it. But if you have the sport model like me, you just take the cable, and let me just get this unraveled for you guys to show you. And this is the longer cable, the one that came with the watch, so it's pretty longer cable. So we'll take the cable, and I'm going to center it like this, and nicely fits one of the grooves, so you can either have a cable like this or like this, or anyway how you like it. But I'm gonna keep it actually right on this one. So if you want this puck over here or over there, fits out in these grooves nicely. So once you're done with that, hey guys, just want to let you know I finally got this cable in. So now let's begin just wrapping this thing up. Now once the cable's installed, once you get that USB in, which is a tricky thing to get in there, now you can relax and start wrapping up the cable. So let's just get this thing wrapped up. Alright, here we go. Make sure we get the charging puck part correctly in there. Just like that. Make sure that cable stays in there. So once we get it in there, there we go. We finally got that piece in. And then this part, put it back on. Just make sure every part of the cable is in there. Turn to lock it. Okay, so once we lock it, which it should, okay, should be locked. Okay, we'll line up the two metal pieces. And there we go. Push to lock, basically. Okay, here's the dock. Finally, once you get that USB part in, which can take you about 5 to 10 minutes. Once you get it in, it looks like this, with your charging puck on the top, and your indicators on the back, of course. And when you notice when you get the cable in there, it does have a little bit of extra heft to it, but it's not noticeable. And plus, it has a battery in it too, but it's fairly weighted pretty nicely, and it's not going to go off the desk. So to see if it charges, I have my Apple Watch Sport. I'll drop it on the charger. I will turn it on and charging. So there we go, guys. There's the Apple Watch charging on the charger. It was charging just a second ago on this. Make sure it fits. There we go. So charging. It starts to charge and then it says it doesn't. So, and let me just take a quick look to see if there's any other bugs within the case. Let me see. Okay, Apple Watch charging 26%. And nothing from there. So right now I just want to let you guys know the case right now is a real miss for me. I'm not getting it to charge properly. I don't know if I was supposed to put I put the USB cable all the way in there. I don't know if maybe I'm supposed to let the thing charge up, charge up the case, of course, and then try it again. But for what's this case worth? For right now, I would say from what I unboxed it and did my first look, I would say it's worth it, but the charging point right now, that's the only little issue I'm having. But that could be because this pack isn't charged, but it does give it a little bit of power. So, and it just gave me a warning saying charging not supported with this accessory, so I'm not sure what's going on. But just to let you guys know about the Nomad case from right now at the time of this video, I get a 50-50. If you want to spend the money for it, go ahead. But if you're running into trouble like me, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to charge this thing up, and I'm going to try it tomorrow. And if it works, of course, I'm going to update you guys with the update video. If it doesn't, then I'll probably make another video, of course, letting you guys know if it doesn't work. But it's a good case. I always wanted one of these Nomad cases. So I'm not dissing it on that, but for the fact that you have to take some time to get the USB port in that odd angle shape, and it's pretty hard to get that USB in there. That's my only complaint, really, because it's at like an angle like this, and you got to get the cable in there, and you got to try to, wedge it in there. And it's not like putting a micro, something easier like a USB Type-C or Lightning cable in there. You're putting a USB port. But otherwise, besides that, very nice design, very portable puck. And, well, when I get this thing fully charged, of course, it would show the charging on the top here. So, I think the case is actually dead. That's why it's only going to say charging and not show the indicator. So, I'll fully charge up this case, and I'll let you guys know what happens in a second video. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.